Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. It was never about marriage. It was about the throne choosing its true queen. Ifa diviners continued deep exposition about Queen Naomi and the Ooni of Ife to further educate all and sundry that Queen Naomi is not just in the palace as the beautiful wife of the Ooni of Ife. There is, a more, serious reason why Naomi is in the palace, and the reason why Naomi stands out, the reason why Ooni of Ife will forever, ever go after Olori Naomi. Now, in a recent deep exploration into the profound spiritual and royal dynamics surrounding the relationship between the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi, Ifa diviners have brought to light compelling revelations. These spiritual leaders, custodians of the ancient wisdom of Ifa, the traditional religion of the Yoruba people, have provided a new lens through which to view the much discussed union between revered Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. Now, I would have said, okay, let it, but I just want all of you to understand, to know where this is coming from, because everything we have always had. Now, why am I re-emphasizing this and bringing it over and over again to you? It's because, of course, everything we have always known about the marriage of Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi has always been based on, it was a revenge marriage. He went to go and marry other queens and all of that. A lot of people don't understand the dynamics, okay? A lot of people don't know why he continues to go back, why he continues to want Olori Naomi over and over again. A lot of people don't know. So as these revelations are coming, I'm bringing them here part by part, point by point, so that you see what is going on. It is not a small something that is happening in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. I don't know if I've said this before. According to Ifa diviners, the connection between Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi transcends the physical world of human relationship and enters the realm of divine, predestination. It is said that the throne of Ife, one of the oldest and most respected in the Yoruba kingdom, has a spiritual mandate to choose a queen who is not just a wife, but a powerful spiritual partner capable of fulfilling a higher purpose. This purpose, they claim, was divinely mapped out long before Queen Naomi's entry into the royal palace. While many have speculated about the Ooni's various marriages and relationships, these spiritual leaders suggest that the true essence of the Ooni's search for a queen was to find someone who could align with the throne's purpose, someone whose role was beyond just being a consort. It was, in fact, about the throne recognizing the spiritual alignment and divine calling that Queen Naomi carries, okay? Remember that this is not the first marriage of Ooni of Ife, neither is it the second marriage. They say the reason why he's had this turbulence with marriage is because that, the throne needed to find its own, queen, okay? If our diviners, now known for their ability to interpret the will of the gods, have long predicted that Queen Naomi was destined to play an extraordinary role within the palace. Their revelations, speaks of a unique spiritual connection between Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi, one that goes far beyond human understanding of marriage. According to the diviners, Queen Naomi's entry into the palace was part of a divine orchestration, an alignment of cosmic forces that had been set in motion long before her birth, okay? The Ooni, they say, was not, simply drawn to Queen Naomi as a woman, but was compelled by a deeper spiritual calling. This deep connection was one that could only be understood by those who were in tune with the divine order of things. The diviners, okay, stress that Queen Naomi's presence in the palace is not just a personal, story of romance, but rather the fulfillment of a higher spiritual calling that served the royal family and the entire Yoruba kingdom. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dela Ram. I bring you fresh and spicy jades from the south, still on the royals. How are you guys doing? I appreciate you so much. I love you. And share, my people. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you for everything you do for this channel. I am so grateful. They also said the Ooni of Ife, as a spiritual leader of the Yoruba people, holds a sacred responsibility to the divine. His rule is not just to rule, but to uphold spiritual balance and guide his people in accordance with the teaching of Ifa. To this end, his queens are not just chosen for their beauty, grace, or compatibility, but for their ability to uphold the sacred responsibility of supporting the throne in its divine vision, okay, and mission. The Ifa diviners explained that their Ooni's choice of Queen Naomi was based on more than just physical or emotional connection. It was about finding someone who was spiritually, okay, aligned with the throne's higher purpose. Queen Naomi, was seen as a woman who was who will not only support the Ooni, but also play an active role in guiding the spiritual and cultural destiny of the Yoruba people. Now, they say for many years, the narrative around Queen Naomi's relationship with the Ooni of Ife has been surrounded in controversy and public speculation. However, the Ifa diviners are clear in their exposition. Queen Naomi, was never a random choice. She was the one chosen, okay, the one chosen lady for the Ooni of Ife, a queen selected by the gods themselves. It was not the Ooni who simply chose her in the conventional sense, but rather the throne of Ife, in its wisdom and divine foresight, selected her to be its rightful queen. As Ifa diviners continue to share their deep knowledge of the spiritual, underpinnings of this royal union, it becomes evidence, okay, that this is not just a story of marriage, but one of divine selection, spiritual fulfillment, and a continued reign of the Ooni of Ife. It is a reminder that sometimes the course of royal relationship is guided by forces far beyond human understanding, and that Queen Naomi's role as the Ooni's queen is a manifestation of a divine plan that transcends earthly affairs, okay? Now that we are hearing, while the Ifa diviners have painted a picture of a divine destiny, the relationship between the Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi has not been without its challenges. The palace, which has long been a place of political and spiritual intrigue, has seen its share of tension, especially as the other wives of the Ooni of Ife continue to navigate their roles in the royal household. Many have wondered how Queen Naomi, with her unique position and spiritual calling, has managed to maintain her place as the most, revered wife, while other wives express their hope for his love and favor. Sorry about it. The public too has followed the story closely, with some criticizing the Ooni's choices and others praising his unwavering commitment to Queen Naomi. But the Ifa diviners, recent exposition paint a different picture, one of inevitability, spiritual alignment, and divine purpose that suggests that Queen Naomi's role was never to compete with the other wives, but to fulfill a higher calling that could not be easily understood by mere human eyes, and that Naomi should be left alone. That if they continue to fight Naomi, that person go by, they have won, and they are winning for the last time. Going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.